Hello, my name is Jorge Lopez, and in this video, I will talk about classroom observation and, first of all, issues in collecting data. One of the main characteristics of classroom information is the discourse analysis. In previous years, we used tape recorders to record the interaction between teachers and students in the classroom, but nowadays, it's very practical, easy, and common to have at hand cell phones to record video during the session. This is very helpful because we can collect important data from the interaction between the teacher and students. For example, since the moment he or she delivers instructions, carries out corrections, or answer questions. But not only from the teacher, also we can learn from the interaction with students, among students, and we can learn areas of opportunities regarding grammar or pronunciation. Use reliability in the data collection. For example, well, Noonan in 1992, page 14 mentions that regarding reliability, there is external and internal, and he explains it this way. He says that internal reliability refers to the consistency of data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Well, that is very practical and realistic because if we observe the same teacher in different classrooms, we should find patterns, right? We should find this reliability regarding this collection and analysis and interpretation of information. And regarding external reliability, Noonan mentions that it is the extent to which independent researchers can reproduce a study and obtain results similar to those obtained in the original study, right? Well, that sounds interesting. It's like setting what we learn in one classroom observation and try to obtain similar results in a completely different classroom. I don't know how accurate this could be because the variables from one teacher to another and one classroom to another can be very broad, but maybe the methodology or the experience that we have acquired in previous studies can help us collect certain kind of information in different classroom and different observations. Now, regarding this topic of reliability, it mentions, well, the anthology mentions teachers' observation of the same classroom by different teachers, maybe at the same time or at different times. And this figure is called inter-observer agreement or inter-rater reliability, right? And it refers to a percentage of intra-observer agreement, a percentage of agreement regarding the information observed, right? And from these results, there can be codes or categories that can be consistent after a lapse of time, right? And then the collection of the information can be compared and contrast to have a reliable source of information. And once we have collected the information, we proceed to analyze the data, right? The data analysis is the final stage of the research and implies organizing the data collected in the study to realize to what extent the predetermined objective have been achieved. To do so, there are different techniques. One of them, mentioned in the anthology, is the qualitative research data, right? Well, with this technique, we collect all the data gathered through observation, interviews, diaries, or as we mentioned before, the videos recorded during class observation, right? In this technique, basically, there are two kinds of, main techniques to identify the qualitative data, which is inductively and deductively. In words of the anthology, deriving a set of categories for dealing with text segments from the text itself would be an inductive procedure, and applying a system of categories or a taxonomy to the data would be a deductive procedure. In words of Noonan, 1992, deductive research begins with a hypothesis, right? And then, or theory, and then from there, the researcher evidence either to support or refute that hypothesis. And then with the inductivism, it seeks to derive general principles, theories, or truth from an investigation and documentation of single instances. It basically, with the deductive reasoning, first we have a theory, and then from there we try to confirm what we believe through observation. And then with the inductive reasoning, it would be the other way around. First, we observe, and from there, we notice our results and even set theories. According to tests in 1987, there are some features that are common to all qualitative research analysis, which are the analysis of qualitative data in a systematic but not rigid way. The main procedure used are comparison and search for likeness and differences or patterns, as we mentioned before. In order to be compare and contrast, the raw data need to be summarized and condensed. Well, yeah, we need to arrive to a final result or to a conclusive result in order to compare it with some other of the same sort. As a result of summarizing and organizing the information, some preliminary and tentative classification of categories emerge. Of course, when we analyze the information collected, it derives in different segments that can include utterance, grammar, nonverbal communication, or even building rapport, and well, comprising all different kinds of elements that we analyze and look for and collect from the classroom observation. Thank you. That's my approach to this classroom observation, data collection, and data analysis.